Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm getting ready to do some filming and I thought I would bring you all along. I have a bunch of kind of newer products and then some that I haven't used in a while I want to go back to. This being one of them, the Summer Fridays Birthday Suit Lip Gloss. Oh my word, I love the scent of this. And I think it looks really pretty. It has a hint of shimmer, but I just love to use things like this as I'm getting ready. So really nice hydration, smells delightful. All right, and then for the eyes, I'm gonna quickly add just a little bit of good old Milani eyeshadow primer. And I have been testing out a bunch of products from lesser known brands. And today I'm going to use a few of those products. These are ones that I've already used and know that, and they are actually performing well. But I have some more products from these brands that I'm testing out that I just want to use a few more times. And then I'll do another video kind of like this, where I do almost a full face of these lesser known brands. And I've had requests for one of these brands in particular, RMS Beauty. And I have finally gotten my hands on a few products from that line. So we will show you a few, or we will see a few. You will see a few. I guess I said I'm bringing you along, right? So you're gonna help me put this makeup on my face. All right, so I'm just using that primer, that one-step primer today. Sometimes I do concealer and primer and powder. Today I just wanted to do one step. Now for foundation, I'm going back to one that I have not used in a while. It's the Tear foundation. I have more thoughts on this, but I finally picked up a slightly darker shade and I swatched it right here. I think it's gonna work. This is the 27N Camel, and I just peeled off the little kind of metal piece seal that was in there. And I thought that's a lot of product there on the seal. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with that. And I'm gonna use the puff that was in it. I haven't used this in several weeks. And so I have been experimenting in the past with this sponge that comes with it to apply, and then also my Stands Out sponge. All right, I think that color might be a little better. So let's just add a little more. Now, I have on my face today the Supergoop Matte Screen Foundation, or sunscreen. And I wanted to try that with this foundation and see if it affects the wear time at all, because as I have heard from several of you when I used this previously, you have experienced what I have, in that this looks beautiful for, I don't know, half the day. Maybe I can get six hours, maybe up to 8, and then it just falls apart. So I love how this looks for a short day of makeup, but I have not been able to get a good look for 10 to 12 hours. And I know that seems like a lot of time to wear makeup, but that's typically my day. And I don't like to touch up later throughout the day. I like to put on my makeup once and be done. I'll touch up my lipstick, but all right, what do we think? I think that's pretty good, a good color. I don't know, I can't remember. Let's go to my Stands Out sponge. Where is it? And this is what the Stands Out sponge looks like. It looks like memory foam. And the first couple times you use it, you do have to wet it. And then after that, you can use it dry. So I've had some people say they love it, some people say they don't. You do have to, I feel like after the about 3rd or 4th use, when you could use it dry, that's when you see how amazing it is. And that's what makes it different than other beauty sponges. Okay, see, that was so much faster, quicker. And I think I like the finish on that better. All right, we'll blend that down the neck. I think this shade is a much better match for me, especially because I have Sunless Tanner on right now. Okay, let's put that aside. And now we'll go back to the eyes. So the first product I'm going to show you, I've used a few of the products from this brand before on my channel, but it's been a while. This is What's Up Beauty. They do an amazing job with their packaging. Their eyeshadow palettes, I think this is only the second one that I have used from them, but aren't those colors beautiful? And the formula, oh my goodness, so pigmented. I've been playing around with a few of these colors lately, but this is the Desert Monsoon palette. This is made in Italy, but it is sold here in the US. So it's a US company, but Italy, you know, they're known for their great formulas. And they also have a brand new, What's Up Beauty has a brand new primer, face primer that I've been using, but this is water-based. And because I used that matte screen sunscreen, I keep trying to call it a foundation, the matte screen sunscreen, which is a silicone-based product, you don't want to put a water-based primer on top of silicone because those don't mesh and that will get things just sitting on the surface of the skin. So I'll use that in another video. But even though this shade kind of looks like it's going to be light enough, well, let's try it. I've used it a couple times and I felt like it ended up being a little peach on me, peachy pink. Yeah, it's kind of reading a little bit that way. So I'm going to dip into another palette, which I am going to do a whole other video on this palette because I love this. This is the Too Faced Appley in Love palette. Oh my goodness. Too Faced, you're back. I'm just going to use this cream shade right here for today. But don't worry, I've got a fall palette video. I have several other palettes. I do already have a video filmed coming up with the Natasha Denona I Need a Warm palette. If you're thinking of picking that up, hang tight, wait for that video if it's not already up. Okay, let's go back to this Monsoon palette. I'm gonna go into this shade right here. And this is Joshua Tree. So I love the shadow names are very desert related. And Joshua Tree National Park is not too far from where I live in Southern California. And I'm just using the Morphe M504 brush. Just grabbed this brush, one of my longtime favorites for crease work. And I'm just gonna put this all through the crease. Now, I have an all over lid shade from RMS Beauty that I'm going to use. It's a cream shadow. I get a lot of questions about cream shadows, liquid shadows, especially for mature eyes. And I love that the founder of RMS Beauty is a mature lady herself. And I find it fun that she has developed so many shimmery products. Yay! I love that. You know I love my shimmer. All right, but back to this powder. I mean, isn't that such a unique like taupe shade? If you don't love super warm shades through the crease and you struggle to find something cooler toned, this is a great one. And then I'm gonna dip my brush just lightly in that pink shade. I'll show you why, but just gonna do a little hint of pink. So after I did my one shadow look last time for my last uncut video, I had lots of requests actually for pink. And I thought, yes, you know, I love my pink. So we're gonna leave that palette for the moment and go to our pink cream shadow from RMS Beauty. Now this comes well packaged. It is in one of those kind of metal tubes and it comes with this really nice heavy duty roller that you can use to roll the product down. These are pricey. That's my first thing I'll say about RMS Beauty, and one of the reasons why I've not tried much from this brand. They're pricey. So I found them on sale at JCPenney's, and so I purchased a couple products. Side note, JCPenney's, if you're not familiar, they used to have Sephora in JCPenney's. That went out, and now they still have beauty in there, but they have a bunch of brands that are not sold at Sephora or Ulta, like RMS Beauty. All right, let's use the Alter Ego 202 brush, flat brush, and I'm gonna go in with this shadow. It's called Halo, and this is a beautiful formula. I was quite surprised by. All right, so you can apply this in one thin sheer layer. You can apply it with your finger for sure, but I like to have a little more control. And today I'm keeping this below the crease. You could blend this through the crease if you want. Okay, so one sheer layer, and let's put this on. These do, as the package says, dry swiftly. So you do have to work fast if you're gonna blend them out. So work one eye at a time. But I do see that glow and shine, totally unexpected for a brand that is founded and promoted by a mature woman. And I love that. I think that you can wear shimmer shades at any age. It's just my opinion. All right, now what's great about these shadows is they do, so that is set. I do put them over a primer, always do a primer. But what's great is you can now go back and layer. And as you layer, you're gonna bring out more shine. So I like to layer this one just in the center. Do you see that? So the more layering you do, the more shine you get on your lid. Isn't that just so pretty? Oh, and this is a beautiful, again, this is Halo. This is a beautiful, cool, I would say cool mauve shade. And I do feel like she could use maybe a little more variety in her cream shadow colors, because a lot of them have a similar tone to this. But I did pick up one more in Strobe. I'll show that in another video, but isn't that so pretty? Okay, so I'm gonna let that continue drying, and I'm going to actually, let's put a little bit of this on the lower lashes. I squeezed out a little bit on my little metal palette here. You could do that on the back of your hand. And I'm just gonna put this under my lash line. And as I said, these do set and stay. I always use a primer because I have really oily eyelids, but I have not had any issues with it smearing or smudging under the lower lash line as I've used it like this. So let's just do this. And I don't really have a specific direction I'm going today other than color theme. So kind of pinky purples, but we're gonna do more of a kind of fall pink and purple. We're not going bright springtime look. And now that is set. So talk about fast. You could do that on your eye and you could be done at this point, but you know me, we gotta add just a little bit. Let's go back to this palette, and I'm gonna do a combination of these two browns. So this one is cooler toned. It almost looks sometimes like it could have maybe, well, I was gonna say a greenish tint, but it doesn't. But it's a much cooler brown. So I'm just mixing those two on my BK Beauty 204 brush. And I'm just gonna add a little depth here in the outer corner, and then we'll blend up to the crease. And a lot of times people ask why I do kind of the similar or the same kind of pattern of shadow on my eyes. And it's because this is the most flattering for my eye shape. If you have hooded eyes, downturned eyes, bringing a deeper shade in the outer corner and up past the crease, it makes it look like I have more of a crease than I do on this hooded eye. And then it also, by bringing that shadow up towards your brow, it kind of gives a lift on the outer corner. So that's just why. And I'm going to use the rougher number 1 brush, blend this out. I have a long list of videos coming, and one of them is, or I should say a series that's coming, is all about brushes. And I am going to do a dedicated video for each brand of brush. sets that I own. I'm going to go in now with a combination of this, and let's do a little bit of that brown. And let's just see if we can get this to, ooh, these are pigmented shadows. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. And now I'm debating, yeah, I feel like I need just a little bit of liner at the lash line. Let's go in with the KVD Tattoo Liquid Liner. The Ulta Beauty 21 Days of Beauty sale is going on right now, and this is in one of the days, or it's on sale one of the days. So if you've not already watched my video on that, I will be filming that today, but that will be up before this video because it is starting, let's see, tomorrow or Saturday as I'm filming this video, and I want to make sure you all get the deals that you need to get. So this is a fantastic liner, and this is Mad Max Brown. This is still my absolute favorite liquid liner in dark brown because it's almost black, but it's just a hint softer. And so in a scenario like today, when I'm going back and forth, should I use black? Should I use brown? This is the one I will usually pick up because it's dark enough that it can almost look black, but still softer. So I'm just doing a little kind of lift here in the outer corner, but I'm going to try to stay inside the shadow. I say try. The last few days I have been attempting little kitten wing liner, and as what I feel like happens often with all of us, our wing liner starts off tiny and ends up this huge old wing out to the side. All right, on the lower lash line, just right on the kind of outer corner there, I'm going to go in with the Dalton liner. This is All I Need liner, and this is in the shade Amethyst. I'm just going to use this purple to connect right there in the outer corner. I love these liners, and they do come in a bunch of different shades. So this is one of my most used shades. I think this is my second, maybe this is my second purple one that I've gone through, Amethyst. All right. Okay, there you go. Oh, goodness. Do you see? That's what happens when you swatch eyeshadow and you forget to wipe it off your finger. Oh well, good thing we're gonna go in now with some almond oil, and we're gonna clean up under the eyes. See, wasn't that an easy eye look? I mean, I feel like if you can get a really good all over shimmer shade on your lid that just really packs a punch quickly, I think then it kind of makes it easy just to put something through the crease, a little depth in the outer corner, and you're done. Of course, we're going to add some inner corner highlight when we're done with concealer, but that goes without saying, right? All right, so let's clean this up, and then the concealer that I'm using will be no surprise if you've seen my last few videos, and it is the Dalton Reishi Mushroom Concealer. I think it's called, what is it even called? Genius Skin Tint. Skin Genius Serum Concealer with Reishi Mushroom, and I use the shade Medium. I just love this. I can't put it down. I have gone back to a few of my others on other days, and I'm also testing the RMS concealer, but this one's hard to beat. And since I'm going to be doing a lot of filming today, I really want some good coverage. So medium, you can see it looks a little peachy and a little darker, but once I blend it out, and it looks like I'm applying a lot, but I just went in one dip into the product, and I'm just kind of spreading it out a little bit. I have some major darkness today because somebody who will remain nameless, but she's covered in white fur. Oh, she decided to not sleep well last night. We had our windows open. It was a nice, cool night. And about 1 o'clock in the morning, she starts barking because she heard out our window something. I mean, she wasn't imagining it. The area we live in has lots of wild critters and that like to roam at night. And we have heard something out our window a couple times earlier, kind of, 10:30. And anyway, she started barking. And so get up and, try to calm her down, go back to bed. She is barking again. She was on high alert. If you have a dog or a puppy, it's kind of like once they wake up and they're alerted to something, they're hypersensitive. So consequently, sleep was really interrupted. And then she just would not like settle. She kept just kind of walking around the bed, and it was just a rough night. And then she heard something early this morning before 7, might have been 6:30 or so. And of course, barking. So we're kind of going through another phase with the puppy barking. We're working on that. Okay. Got all of that blended in. Let's use a new contour. I pulled this out the other day. I had purchased it a couple weeks ago. LA Girl Contour Envy Contour Wand. And as far as I know, let's see, what color is this? Beach Babe. I'm not sure if this comes in multiple colors or not. Sponge tip applicator. Don't love that, but I'm learning how to keep it a little more manageable. So what I do is I squeeze up a little product until I see that puff, then let go and let the rest of the product go back down. And then usually that leaves just enough to press into your cheek and yet not get globs of product coming through. Now I'm going to use, what am I going to use here? Let's see, I'm going to use actually my Dalton dual-ended brush here. And you can see I went a little higher, but this is definitely a contour shade. It's not a bronzing shade. So given a nice shadow, I really am impressed with this. It's so easy to use. And I mean, I was needing a little extra slimming power this week. And I feel like this has done a great job. Look at that. All right. Let's do a little bit under the chin here and the jawline, and then I'll do a couple dots here around the hairline. I do have another bronzer. This does kind of dry a little fast. I might be putting on a little too much at one time, but we'll just work quickly here. Blend this in. There we go. Okay, not too bad. And this brush just, so nice. Thank you to all of you who have purchased my box. If you didn't know, it was restocked. So hopefully those of you who had gone to purchase it and received an out of stock notification, hopefully you have been notified that it's back in stock. But this brush is just, I love it so much. All right, not too bad, right? The contour, and because we went up a little bit higher on the cheeks, I'm gonna bring my jawline up just a little higher as well. And hopefully we can blend this in so it doesn't look like I have a beard going on down here. Okay. I'll just take my foundation sponge and go over the edge of that. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and apply bronzer. So Laura Geller came out with 3 bronzer shades. These are the Serum Bronzing Cheek Lift. And I think I did a whole swatch video on all of the blushes she came out with earlier this year. And nice formula, sponge tip, but hers is removable and it comes with a separate backup one. So you can keep this one clean. This one you twist up from the bottom And it doesn't take, once you get it going, it doesn't take much, but it takes about 30 twists to get that product up the first time. So don't give up. But this is just, it's a really nice cooling sensation. And I go back to that Dalton brush, tap that in. And this comes in 3 shades. And I have found Soft Sunshine seems to be the right shade for me right now. I think that's the middle one. There's a super deep one. I tried that one and whoa, that got a little scary quick because it had a lot of pigment. But this is a real nice formula. It's real easy to use and is almost like a liquid form of the Dalton serum bronzer that you know I love. But I just wanted to show this one in case you prefer kind of more of a liquid type formula. But isn't that nice? Like really easy to blend in. And let's go with one more cream product before we powder. Tarte Maneater. These are the Blush and Glow Cheek Plumps. And this is the shade Fuchsia. I think they still have this shade. These are also going to be in the 21 Days of Beauty sale. Now this one, I actually can dot directly on my cheeks. Let's just do it. This is one of the products, one of really, I think the only one that I can go directly onto my cheeks and still blend it out. It's pigmented, but it's very buildable. So, I mean, this is a pretty bright shade and I probably could have gotten away with just 2 dots, but you know, we're going a little crazy today. I'm using the Rougher number 4 brush. Love this. Cream products, cream blushes, I should say. And I mean, wow, right? Oh my goodness. Okay. And then I'll just go over that with my bronzer brush just to kind of mesh everything together. And then we'll go in now with powder. So the Tear Tear foundation for me, I don't love how it looks until I powder, which I have a lot of foundations like that, I feel like. And actually before I powder, I'm gonna go ahead and brush some of that out of my brows because that is a hydrating formula. I don't want my brows melting off my face today. Oops. All right, let's go in Honest Beauty Invisible Blurring Setting Powder. And I found these on Amazon. I love these powder puffs, but now you can find them with cases. So you can throw that in your purse on the go. And what I would do actually is probably just load up the actual powder puff and put that in without having to take a setting powder with me. That's just me. I like to not have to load up my purse. Although if you saw my what's in my handbag video from last year, you know, sometimes I can take, I mean, it's kind of like my emergency kit sometimes. Depends on where I'm going. All right. I think I might be getting low on this powder. Let's see here. Now there are a couple of new setting powders at Sephora, which I'm testing out, one from Tower 28 and another one from Sephora Collection. So stay tuned for those. A loose setting powder just seems to work the best for me with my combination skin. And this is one that I just can't put down. Now I do only use this on my face, and today I'm going to use the Dalton Brightening Pink Powder under the eyes. Still my favorite, with that Reishi Mushroom Concealer. And before I do that, let's just look up close. Man, I'm making all kinds of noise here. I'm sorry. I'll look up real close and just make sure I don't have any excess creasing here. And then let's go ahead and powder. And what brush? I think I'm just going to use this one, which I know you can't get anymore. It's Sedona Lace, but it's clean. And just been enjoying this again. Perfect shape to go under the eyes. Gives just the right amount of powder. All right. Now, let's see, do we need any extra? I feel like I might want a little bit of powder, kind of a little powder bronzer look, and I'm going to use the Laura Geller. This is the Balance and Brighten, and it's in golden medium. I've shared this before in other videos. I'm going to use the 103. I like to do this as kind of like a finishing powder, and this shade in particular on the tops of my cheeks just adds this amazing kind of blurring finish. And it can also help keep slippery makeup in place and just keeps it looking, I don't know, blurred and perfected longer. It's kind of interesting. So, all right, now, highlighter. I have been testing the one from RMS Beauty, and this is Prosecco Fizz. Beautiful, beautiful color. And again, I love that it's a shimmer highlight. And I was a little perplexed. I'm still a little perplexed about this highlighter because it seems like it's going to be really powerful on the face. But I kind of find I have to build it up. So I'm going to use the MAC. I think this is the 140. What is this? The 140 brush, travel size. This was in a special kit. Okay. Looks like I'm using a lot. And I'm going to go on the tops of the cheeks. Do you see? I mean, it's not like it added a ton of glow or sparkle. It's so interesting. I'm still working with this. But I have found that the formula kind of changes if you buff it into the skin a little bit. Some highlighters, that is the case. Some it's not, but I really love that. Okay. Now, I did break out another blush. Boy, kind of feel like I could use just a hint more color on the cheeks. Let's go in, oh, why not? Let's pull in kind of the other RMS product. This is Maiden's Blush. Now, this might seem a little odd, but I kind of feel like this is a good color that's in between a blush and bronzer shade. Kind of add a little more of a fall tone to the cheeks. Yeah, and I think that goes well with the eyes too. And again, another product from RMS that has glow, but it's smooth and very buildable. I thought this color could be a little scary, but it's not. Very buildable and gives glow, but I don't feel like it accentuates texture. We'll see. All right, let's go back to the eyes now. The inner corner highlight, going back to the Monsoon palette. Now, I haven't shown you any of these shimmer shades. I mean, look at that shade. It's so pretty. This one's gorgeous too, but let's go in with this one right here. What is this one? It's called Glow. That's a very appropriate name. I mean, just touched the inner corner, and I am going to go in with a Sigma E30 and now blend some of that shade onto the lid. So this to me is an essential part of an eye look. It really, especially with that kind of deeper shade on the lid, this just helps brighten it up and I think makes it a little more approachable, a little less dark and sultry. And let's see, blend a little bit here. Okay. All right, time for brows. You know, not my favorite, but I have been testing some new products from, what is it called? $1 Billion Brows. Who doesn't want $1 billion looking brows? I don't want to pay $1 billion for them, but right. I'm going to use, I don't know. I think I'm going to first start off though with the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in 3.5. I did this yesterday and I liked the combination of this with the brow pen from $1 Billion Brows. So I'm going to use this pencil and my magnifying mirror to help me see here. And I'm just going to go quickly underline under the brow here, and then kind of enhance the arch. And then I'll use the pen at the front of the brow. Now the other day I just used the pen all through my brow. Oh, have a random hair here. And I did actually love the look, but I feel like a brow pen just takes me longer. And this one is a little easier to use than some, but I find that I can be a little quicker with a pencil. And this is another thing that is in the Ulta sale. So definitely pick one up if you've never tried this. This has become one of my favorite high-end brow products. And let's see here. And I have tried 2.5, but for whatever reason, I just feel like this 3.5 shade, if I use a light hand, just looks better even with my blonde hair. So, all right, let's get this arch. This is where I'm missing hairs right here. I have nothing right there. I use my brow serum and my brows overall are so much thicker than they used to be, but for whatever reason, this section right here, I don't want to grow any brows there apparently. No brow hairs are gonna come in there. So we just draw them in, it's okay. All right, and let's see here. We're almost there. I try not to be too much of a perfectionist, keep you all waiting, but if you're following along and doing your brows, maybe it takes you just as long as it does me to fill in your brows. I know some of you it doesn't because you have the ombre brows or microbladed brows. What was it I heard the other day? Powdered brows? That's a new one to me. All right, now let's go in with this $1 Billion Brow Pen. I love it. It has a shaker ball. It has kind of ridges around it, which makes it easy to hang on to. The brush tip is really easy to use, and the flow of product so far, I have found it to be very easy to use. It's not overly saturated at the tip, so it allows you to kind of go in with a light hand, get those hair-like strokes, and there we go. And then I like to go over, of course, with a little brow gel just to kind of soften things. And $1 Billion Brows, they did send me these products, by the way. They sent me several options. I got to choose kind of what colors I wanted to try. So I have a couple of their pencils as well that I am testing out, but I just thought from the first time I used this pen that it was a really nice formula. And I think this is the shade Blonde, I believe. And I'll make sure I list it down below with everything, the correct color, but I believe it's Blonde. And then I've been going back and forth. They have several brow gels, and I am going kind of through them to try and find my favorite. So I think today, we'll see how it looks when I'm done, but they do have a tinted brow gel, and then they have a couple of different clear ones. And they have one that's a very soft hold, which I usually need more hold. And then they have one that's a little more firm hold. So, all right. Okay. You never know. You know, you're looking super close and then you look in the mirror far away and you see other little issues. You say, oh, wait, okay, we might need to even that out. All right. Let's see what happens after we add our brow gel and then see if we need to go back and add any more. Where did I put it? Here it is. Okay, so this is $1 Billion Brow Lift, and look at this tiny little brush. I love that. I think little brushes just are so helpful when it comes to the brows. And this is one that has more hold than their other clear brow gel. And yeah, I think we'll stick with the clear today. We'll keep testing out the tinted brow gel. But so far, and I've heard, I mean, this brand has been around for quite a while, but I have honestly never tried anything from this brand. So I'll keep you posted on those other products, but these two so far have been working quite well for me. And now I can see I need to just touch up a little bit over here. And I think I'll go in with my Benefit Precisely My Brow. Now that brow pen is not waterproof, but this pencil is from Benefit. So that's something to know. I think Billion Dollar Brow does have a waterproof pencil, but this pen is not. Most of the pens on the market actually aren't waterproof. So just FYI. All right. We're gonna put the brow products down, kind of like putting the blush down, right? Got to put the brow products down. Let's curl our lashes. And I'm using the rougher, this is the original one, 18R. This is the flatter one, and then they have one that is a little more rounded. So if you've not seen my mascara tips video, check that out. But eyelash curlers come in different shapes and sizes, so you need to look for one that fits your eyes. And I just replaced the rubber gasket or rubber pad in here. That's important to do as well. So make sure you keep that fresh because you don't want to damage your eyelashes. I'm using combination the L'Oreal Voluminous Primer. I'm trying to use up the mascaras and primers that I have open in my drawer at the moment before I open fresh ones. I have a new one from Winky Lux, a new primer that I want to use, but I'm trying to finish up this one. This one's getting near the end of its life as well. And I've been finishing up my Dior one. I finished up the MAC Lash Stack Primer. That one's actually really good, especially if you have a hard time holding curl. Check that one out. And it makes your mascara almost waterproof. You have to remove your mascara with oil when you use the MAC Lash Primer. It's kind of crazy. It's not difficult to remove with oil, but it kind of turns your mascara almost into waterproof mascara. It's kind of crazy. All right, just putting a bit of this. I will have to go in and add this on the lower lashes because I'm just going to use the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara today. Not using my tubing mascara. My Caliray one is at the end of its life. So again, kind of trying to use up the rest of this tube of Superhero before I open fresh tubes of everything. So I'm going to try to keep it a little, reduce at least one product that I have to link down below. As always, I do link and list everything that I'm showing you here. And I do take a lot of time to do that. So I appreciate when you all look down there and find what you're looking for. I'm always happy to help if I can. But sometimes when I have people ask for, what lipstick did you use? What color was that? Many times those comments just get lost in the shuffle because I have so many to reply to. So if you ever have a question about, if you ever have a question about getting mascara on your cheek, no. If you ever have a question about what I'm using, what I'm wearing in a video, check the description below. You're going to hit where it says more over on this side below the title of the video, and then hit more again. And as you scroll down, you will see all of the work that I put in there. Listing, linking all the products. And I also have shopping codes. So if I have discount codes with particular companies, I list those down there. So lots of helpful information. And that is below everybody's, well, I shouldn't say everybody puts all that information, but the description box is below every video on YouTube here. So once you learn how to find it, there's a lot of helpful information there. So check that out. I always also usually list a couple of videos that I refer to in here. So if you're looking for additional things to watch, I try to help you out, give you some recommendations. All right, I think we're pretty well applied there. Let's go to the lower lashes and then we will fix my mascara issue. Now, I think I forgot to tell you at the beginning that this is going to be a semi-uncut because I have to cut to go fix my hair. My hair is not fixed. I know I did have my hair pulled up like this in an uncut video and it was actually styled that way. Today I have, well, my hair is probably now mostly dry. I have to go wet it and I'm gonna film a hair tutorial and I'm using the new products that I'm using. I may have already said this at the beginning. Isn't that crazy? Can't remember if I told you all the details, but yeah, using some new hair tools. So we're gonna see what my hair ends up looking like today because these tools are, well, they're kind of, a couple of them actually made me smile because they almost look like doll hair tools. That is how small they are. So I'll link that video down below if you haven't already seen that. That one may go up before this one. So in a moment when I go fix my hair, I'll push pause here and then come back for our finished look. All right, now I'm gonna let that sit for just another minute. Let's go in with some lips. And my lips feel nice and hydrated. I'm gonna go around the edge of my lips with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. And yes, for those of you who have asked, I do know that this is actually an eyeshadow primer base. You can also use it just as a cream eyeshadow. But for me and my oily lids, I actually still have to use a primer plus this, but it does work. So I should have used that today to show that as an option. I have done that in the past, but I use it around the edge of my lips to help cancel out the uneven line that I have. And it also helps keep my lipstick and lip gloss, lip liner all in place through the day. And what am I looking for? Let's do a little powder to speed up the dry time. I have a couple of lip liners here that I was contemplating using. One is from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is the shade Dusty Rose. Such a pretty shade. I'm anxious to see how it looks next to the Maybelline, oh, I think this is Big Lift. I'll double check that color with my glasses in a moment. Big Lift is a little cooler, so I think that's what I'm gonna go with. And I do feel like the Maybelline ones stay on a little longer than the Anastasia Beverly Hills, but those are still a really good pencil. So let's go ahead and line the lips. There we go. These have such a smooth glide and they do wear so well. I think I have 3 shades in this formula. And because they are a pretty smooth formula and soft, you are probably gonna have to sharpen these a little more. So you're gonna go through it a little faster than I think than you will like a Charlotte Tilbury, but these are more affordable. So you can hopefully afford to go through it a little faster. It's okay. Now, for my lip combination, I'm torn. I have this lipstick from Nicole Beauty. I have 3 products from her that I've been using. I have to show you, I'll show you the eye primer. The packaging is so pretty. It's not super heavy, but it's really pretty. It's nicely done, a magnetic closure. This lipstick is a really nice kind of slightly sheer buildable formula, really nice. I'll do a little bit of this on the lips. I have her gloss though, one of her glosses. It's in my purse right now. I'm loving. It is a petal pink, kind of with a little frost or like a metallic kind of finish. That sounds scary. It's not scary. It's so pretty. But I think what I want to add on top of this is a new gloss I've been testing out from Laura Mercier. I've only tried it once or twice. And this is the shade, what is it? Sugar Plum. Sugar Plum Fairy. This was hard to track down, and I believe this shade is only available maybe through Ulta, but let me show you this just by itself. It does have some shimmer, but it's very fine, really glossy, and it does have some color pigment, but a smooth texture. Not sticky, but it's also not slippery. So I don't feel like it's gonna just slide right off the lips. All right, I'm going to, let's get this taken care of here. There we go. And I have been really messy with my mascara application lately. It's been pretty bad. So let's clean this up. All right, and now I'm gonna go ahead and pause here. Go fix my hair, I'll be right back. All right, I finished filming my hair tutorial. Now here is the finished makeup look. And I love it. You know, I love my pinks, my purples, and as we're going into fall and winter, I can't leave those behind. So I think this is a perfect way to kind of have that more smoky look with the pink and purple, and yet it not be too dramatic. I hope that you agree with that. As far as the star of the face today, I do think this is a fantastic eyeshadow palette, and the RMS Cream Shadow, I have really been enjoying that. I've used that several days in a row. I can't put it down. So really enjoying that. The Tear foundation, again, I will try and put a note in the description box of how it wears today with the matte screen. Just keep in mind, if you're using this, it's probably not going to last for 12 or more hours on your skin, but I do love how lightweight it feels and how it looks, at least for the first 6-8 hours. So all in all, love that. Love the lip combo. And yeah, I hope that you enjoy how this look all came together. As I said earlier, check the description box down below for links and a list of everything, as well as the link to my hair tutorial. You definitely want to see the hair tools I used today. It was quite funny. So thank you as always so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.